All right, here we go. I am going to take problem number 3. This is off of your review sheet that you had today. So what we want to do is get the balanced chemical equation first. All right, so I will start up here with number 3 and we'll go from there and get our balanced chemical equation and then take that and put it down here. All right, so I got Mg. This is our metal. So the metal on the left is going to turn into an ion on the right. In this case, it's going to be Mg2 plus. How do I know that? I looked on my ion sheet. Now this one, the next substance, the lead nitrate, PbNO3 in parentheses 2, I may not know the charge on that Pb. But I'm familiar with that charge of the nitrate ion, the NO3. How? Again, I'm looking on my ion sheet. That's my tool. I'm using that. And the NO3 is 1 minus. Now, take a look at that. I have a NO3. It's a 1 minus charge. I have 2 of them. So that's going to give me an overall, a net charge, if you will, of 2 minus. So if that gives me a net charge of 2 minus, by necessity, since this is a neutral compound, the Pb is 2 plus. All right, and I want to know that. So that's going to mean that this substance in the compound is going to turn into my metal, my lone metal. This is the mean girl scenario. So lead is going home alone. All right, now I'm going to clean this up a little bit. So we can't, we need to have that Mg2 plus with something else because that has become the compound. So what we do is, again, we realize that the NO3 is 1 minus. So in this case, we're going to get the same, sorry about that, NO3, 2. And now let's see if we're balanced. I got 2 NO3s on both sides, good there. Mg, 1 on each side, good there. Pb, good, good. All right, so this is my balanced equation. So I'm going to write that here. All right, so I want you to just take a look at that. Notice that you have the magnesium on the left side. That's a solid metal straight off the periodic table. And I have lead, Pb on the right side. Again, that's straight off the periodic table. It's a metal. They swapped, all right? So again, if you look up top here, the magnesium swapped with the lead. And again, the lead went home all by itself. It's mean, mean girl reaction. So, how do I get my ionic equation? We'll start with what you are giving. And in this case, we have Mg. Now, all you need to do here is break this apart. So I'll break it apart. I figured out above that it was lead 2 plus and not 4 plus. So I will keep that there. And then you can, if you want, include your spectator ions. And I'll do the same, 2 plus. And I have my 2NO3 minus. Notice it's ionic equation, so I better have some ions in there. And that's Pb. Alright. Let me make sure you get that. That's not a positive. It is a negative. Okay, so what is the same on both sides? Because that's going to tell us what our spectator ion is. You got it. It's the NO3. So we can put our spectator ion here, and we are in business. Now, the oxidized portion of it. Well, I know what's going to happen. Oxidation is loss of electrons, and reduction is gain. That's the oil rig. Or lose electrons, oxidation, that's Leo, goes Ger. Ger is gain electrons, you're reduce. So I have to figure out which one is losing electrons and which one is gaining electrons. If I look at my magnesium, I'll put some space there because I'm not quite sure yet. And I see that there is a positive ion, magnesium 2 plus. All right, so it looks like that magnesium lost 2 electrons, and indeed it did. So I would be oxidized right there. And another way to double check it is that you got 2 negative electrons that are canceling the 2 plus of the magnesium itself. All right, giving you 0 charge overall, and the magnesium on the right here has a 0 charge overall. It's just a solid metal. So by default, that means my other one is gaining electrons. Here I am. I'm gaining my electrons, and it's turning into my lead metal. All right, so a note that you could possibly make that would be helpful to you is if positive ion is on the right side, or the product side, it will be oxidation. All right, so then if you just, that's all you have to remember is that one, because then you know the other one would be reduction. All right, so I hope that clarified things for you, helped you understand it a little bit. And please, if you have any questions, let me know before the test, or we can quickly review one before the test. All right, well, thank you for watching, and do well tomorrow.